What do you do when your ex-husband's new girlfriend shows up pregnant and rubs it in your face on national television? That's the uncomfortable situation Remy Ma found herself in during the BET Awards. And let's just say, she did not take it quietly. Claressa Shields, the woman in question, didn't just show up glowing with her baby bump, she strutted in like she owned the place. But what happened next? Nobody saw it coming. Not the fans, not security, and definitely not BET's camera crew. 1 minute, Claressa was on stage presenting an award. The next, Remy Ma stormed up in heels and full glam, snatched Claressa's wig clean off her head, and turned the awards show into something more like a WWE match. The moment wasn't just dramatic, it was unforgettable. The mic was still live. The cameras were rolling. And the internet? It exploded. Let's back up a bit. When Claressa stepped out of that black SUV in a custom maternity gown, nobody had any clue she was expecting. And the fact that the child's rumored father is none other than Papoose, Remy Ma's longtime husband, made it even more shocking. Social media didn't know how to handle it. Rumors had been flying for months, but this public appearance confirmed everything. Especially with the way Claressa walked past Remy on the red carpet, throwing a smug smirk that said it all. 1. Remy stood frozen in her bright yellow gown, her face tight, lips sealed, clearly trying to stay composed. But the tension? You could cut it with a knife. For those who've missed the backstory, this love triangle has been simmering for a while. Remember the viral footage from last year where Claressa was spotted sitting in Papoose's lap, just talking boxing? That was red flag number 1. Then came the awkward podcast episode where Remy walked out mid-interview when someone mentioned Papoose's new love for the sport. Red flag number 2. And now, this. The third and final blow. BET's producers thought it was clever, or maybe risky, to seat Remy and Papoose just one row apart. But once Claressa walked on stage to present an award and instead started making a speech about fighting for love, life, and family, it was game over. She rubbed her belly and looked directly at Remy. You could feel the energy shift. The crowd gasped. Phones were up. The internet was already writing headlines in real time. Remy stood up. She marched to the stage, mic still on, voice trembling but loud. You wanna talk about fighting? Say it to my face. Before anyone could step in, Remy yanked Claressa's wig off like she was taking back her dignity. Social media lost its mind. BET tried cutting the feed, but it was too late. At least a dozen audience phones captured the moment from every angle. And the audio? It became a TikTok sound within an hour. But here's the twist, before Remy slapped her, Claressa leaned in and whispered, he wanted a real legacy. Those 5 words were apparently what pushed Remy over the edge. It wasn't just about cheating anymore. It was about pride, betrayal, and humiliation. Claressa used that pregnancy announcement like a weapon. She wasn't just glowing, she was making a statement. Even as security dragged Remy off, Claressa didn't flinch. She fixed her hair, adjusted her dress, and said, let's get back to the award, shall we? The crowd didn't know whether to clap or call 911. Outside the venue, things got even messier. Rumors swirled that Papoose had been backstage the whole time. Some claimed he left with Claressa. Others said he tried to approach Remy but was blocked by her team. Whatever happened, one thing was clear, this was no PR stunt. It was real, raw, and emotional. Then came the backstage video leak. It wasn't from BET, TMZ, or any major outlet. It came from a verified burner account that mysteriously vanished hours later. The footage showed Remy pacing, furious, on the phone, yelling, you lied to me. You said she was a rumor. That's when people realized it was all true. The rumors were real. And the betrayal ran deep. Soon after, screenshots of alleged text messages between Remy and Papoose surfaced. In them, Remy asked, why didn't you tell me she was pregnant? You really let her play me like that on stage? Papooses' supposed reply? She said she wouldn't go public. I didn't know she'd do it like that. Then came even more receipts. A Detroit event planner shared screenshots of a private baby shower booking under the name Shields Papoose. The theme? A legacy in the making. There was even a private boxing ring planned at the venue. And if that wasn't enough, a voice memo leaked. Claressa, allegedly talking to a friend, said, "Girl, he already picked the middle name. Said it has to start with an R for respect." Fans were torn. Some believed Claressa had every right to tell her story however she chose. Others said Remy was publicly humiliated and deserved better. Foxy Brown even jumped into the conversation, posting a cryptic story that read, "Can't keep a king when you act like a jester." Snoop Dogg commented under a BET recap, "Remy took lean back too literally with that slap." Cardi B liked a tweet that said, "Claressa didn't start the fight. She finished the storyline." Meanwhile, Remy vanished from social media. No posts. No comments. Nothing. Until the next morning, when paparazzi caught her leaving an LA hotel, hair covered, face swollen, no ring on her finger. As for Claressa, she leaned into it. She reposted a fan edit of the BET moment with the caption, "You can't snatch a crown from a queen. Only wigs. Stay mad." The post went viral in minutes. Papoose? He didn't say a word. But fans noticed his Instagram bio no longer mentioned Remy. His Black Love posts disappeared. Instead, he shared a carousel of baby gear, a onesie that read, "Legacy Champ," a pair of tiny boxing gloves, and an ultrasound photo. The caption? "Sometimes blessings come through chaos." At that point, the internet couldn't handle anymore. For many fans, Remy and Papoose had been relationship goals for years. Seeing them fall apart like this felt personal. It wasn't just another celebrity breakup, it was the end of an era. Old interviews resurfaced, including one where Remy once said, "If I ever found out he had a child with someone else, I wouldn't yell. I'd just walk away. That's the one thing I can't come back from." Well, here we are. Behind the scenes, rumors swirled about legal options. Some said Remy's team was exploring whether BET could be held responsible for airing the confrontation live without warning. BET issued a vague statement saying they do not condone violence. But the damage was done. Claressa's team, on the other hand, was in full PR mode. Word spread that she'd been offered a documentary deal. Netflix was allegedly already circling. A docuseries called Legacy, about boxing, motherhood, and media madness, was reportedly in the works. Fans split into camps. Team Remy stood behind her pain. Team Claressa said she was just standing in her truth. But one detail really sealed it. A TikTok user zoomed in on Claressa's BET gown and noticed something small, sewn into the belly area in gold thread, nearly invisible under the lights, was the word "Pap." And that's when everyone realized this wasn't spontaneous. It wasn't petty. It was a full-blown takedown of Remy Ma. A perfectly timed, painfully public statement that shook the industry to its core. And the morning after? This saga was just getting started. Claressa had every right to announce her pregnancy in her own way, even if that meant revealing it live on stage during all the chaos. But one tiny detail caught everyone's attention again. A TikTok user zoomed in on Claressa's dress from the BET Awards and noticed something shocking. Right on her belly, in small gold thread, was one word stitched into the fabric, "Pap." That's when people realized this wasn't random or emotional, it was planned. This was Claressa's public statement, aimed directly at Remy Ma, on one of the biggest nights in Black entertainment. But what pushed Claressa to go this far? That became clear when a leaked message thread surfaced. Screenshots supposedly came from Claressa's backup phone and were shared by someone who said they used to work as her stylist. In the messages, sent weeks before the BET Awards, Claressa had written, "She disrespected me in private. I'm going to teach her in public." That one sentence changed everything. This wasn't just about heartbreak, it was about revenge. A dramatic reveal with a baby bump as the final blow. The morning after the BET Awards, Remy Ma's legal team responded quickly. By noon, they'd reportedly send a cease and desist letter to BET's New York office. The claim: emotional manipulation, public defamation, and damage to Remy's image. They demanded the BET broadcast be taken down, a public apology, and financial compensation. But BET stayed completely silent, and the silence only added fuel to the fire. Remy disappeared from the public eye. Her staff, friends, and even stylists went quiet online. Paparazzi searched for her outside her LA hotel, but she was already gone. She'd taken a private flight back to New York with her manager that same night, hiding under a hoodie. Claressa, on the other hand, did the opposite. Just hours after Remy's legal threats, Claressa posted a new photo, a maternity shoot inside a boxing ring. Her hands rested on her belly, and the caption simply said, "I was built for this." No tags. No hashtags. Just pure confidence. And just like that, the drama went from shocking to legendary.